Well, Christian, I'd like to thank you for coming out today. And you didn't have to do this. I know you have a really busy schedule, but I really appreciate you coming in.
You're welcome. Thank
Well, I've been looking over your questionnaire, and it said that you got in some trouble last week with alcohol. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, about that. It was really just supposed to be a night out on the town with my girls. You know, I'm a single mom with 3 kids. Husband left me. I'm in school at the community college. So, I just needed some time to go out.
Wow, I mean, it really sounds like you've been going through a lot. I mean, so you're going out with your friends, you're a single parent mom, and your husband has left you. How have you handled yourself?
I really haven't had a chance to deal with it. I don't ever get to go out. I don't ever get to do anything for myself. I just feel like I just need to escape.
Wow, it just seems like you've got a lot on your plate. You've been going to school full time. You're a single parent mom, and you said that your husband is less. How have you handled all this?
I just really haven't. I haven't had time to just have time for myself and just relax and, just do something for me. And I don't have any support. It's just me.
Well, it seems that, you put down that on the paper here that your mother has been coming in town to help you with your children, and it seems that you've had a run-in with the law. And I wanted to talk about the DUI. Can you tell me, how do you use alcohol?
Well, honestly, I don't really feel like I abuse it. And I honestly don't even feel like I am an alcoholic. All I do when I use it is to just relax. That's what I use alcohol for.
I know you're not an alcoholic. I don't want to put a label. We're just here to talk about what happened last week. I just want to let you know that we're here for you. What would you like to discuss during these meetings?
Well, I can tell you what happened. Like I said, I was out, having some fun. I had to get a babysitter because, I don't have anybody else to call. My mother's not in town. The babysitter called and said that she had a family emergency. My plan was to pace myself throughout the night and, stop drinking around 10, sober up, and come home by 11:30. But she called at 9:30 in the middle of me, being out. So I had to make the decision to just go home to my kids, because who else is going to watch them?
I can see from your answer that you're really concerned and you really care about your children, and you made a decision to leave because you wanted to be there for them. I can tell that you love them a lot. Did you ever think about how many drinks you had before you got behind the wheel?
I really feel like I didn't have time to think. I'm just trying to blow off some steam, and I get a call from the babysitter. I just feel like I can't rely on anybody, and I need help.
Well, Christian, I think that's a wonderful thing that you're admitting that you need help, and that's a part of the healing process. And I'm glad that you came in today to talk about that. So tell me, how do you use alcohol on the weekends?
Since I don't get to go out, I just, drink at home. I might, have a few beers a day or, during the night. I don't know. I don't really count. I just drink whenever I'm stressed.
How does alcohol make you feel? Do you feel that it helps relieve your stress?
Yes, I do. I really feel like it does help. It lets me escape. It takes me away.
Tell me more about that.
Well, because it's just me and I'm with my kids, I'm not around any other adults. So I just need that mental vacation, and that's what alcohol does for me.
So let me see if I'm hearing you correctly. So you're a single parent mom. You've got your kids at home.
Yeah.
You don't really get out much. And this particular weekend, your girlfriend called to go out. You did the right thing. You had a babysitter. You were covering everything. But she needed to leave and you had to go home. And that's when you were pulled over by the police.
Yes.
And you admit that you had a couple of drinks, but you didn't feel that it was that serious. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I really don't feel like, there's anything wrong with me wanting to go out and have fun with my girls. I just don't.
Well, let me ask you a question. Has anyone in your family or your husband Has anyone ever said anything about your alcohol use?
Well, I mean, before, we got divorced, I mean, he did mention some things. He'd say something sometimes. But, I really felt like he was just saying them. And I really don't feel like I have a problem.
You said he started saying things and saying things about your drinking. What type of concerns did he say to you that he had about your drinking?
Well, I mean, he said that, I was doing it all the time, and it was like at weird times of the day, but who is he to judge me? He didn't have all the stressors that I had. He just did his job, came home, and relaxed. But I didn't get to relax. So him telling me what I could do for stress relievers, I didn't feel like that was fair. So whatever he had to say about it, which he did say things about it, that's just him. I don't think I have a problem.
Wow, so it seems that your husband was nagging you about your drinking, but you felt like you had a lot of stress, you had a lot of, responsibilities on the table, and that was one of the things that you did to help. And he wasn't there, so he didn't really understand what you were going through. Is that kind of what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Well, I just want to ask you a question. Have you had any contact with your husband, or have you talked to anyone about this issue before we had this meeting today?
I mean, no, not really, because I never really thought I had a problem. And anytime anyone said anything to me, I really didn't feel like I had a problem. But I guess, with me getting a DUI, maybe, I don't know, maybe I do.
So you've had problems in your relationship to where your husband had said some things to you about your drinking. You mentioned earlier that you have found yourself getting up at night, drinking alcohol to cope with stress and to help you feel better. And you use alcohol on the weekends, and you found yourself with a DUI, but you don't feel that there's a problem with alcohol.
I mean, if you put it that way, and I guess by the way it looks on paper, it really does look like I have a problem. I mean, I guess I could maybe try to admit that I might, but I mean, I just feel like I got caught in the moment. And if things had gone the way they were supposed to be, I would have never got caught with a DUI.
So as long as you don't get caught, do you feel that that's a way of addressing the drinking?
Well, is drinking bad? I mean, I that's the question I have. I feel like, this whole thing is looking at me, but there's millions of people who drink in the world. Why am I being singled out?
I understand what you're saying. There are a lot of people that use alcohol and drive, and you just happen to get caught that day. But that doesn't mean that you have a problem. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Have you heard anything about the word binge drinking?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, well, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. How many drinks do you say that you have in one day?
Well, it just depends. If I'm just at the house, with the kids, I might, kill a 6-pack. But if someone comes over, then, I might go ahead and have a couple martinis as well.
Okay, so you have a 6-pack in a day, and you also drink mixed drinks as martinis with the alcohol, or is this on a different day?
It's the same day. I mean, I won't say I maybe kill a 6-pack every day. But, I mean, I do go and buy 6-packs very often. And since I'm the only person in the house that drinks, I can tell when they're going down. So, yeah, it might be a 6-pack some days, and maybe 3 or 4 of that another day. And on top of that, if I have someone come over, I want to be hospitable, so I fix them drinks too, and I drink with them.
Okay, so not only do you, let me see if I hear this correctly, not only do you drink on the weekends, but when you have friends over, it's kind of something you enjoy to do to be sociable. It kind of helps you relax, and you enjoy bringing alcohol out with your friends. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, well, what we're here today is to talk about, any concerns that you have. And here at the facility, we have information to give you. Would you be interested in coming back, let's say, on Mondays and Fridays?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I guess. I just really feel like that's me admitting I have a problem. But I'm willing to come. Is there daycare?
There is daycare here at the facility. And coming in to talk with me does not mean that you're admitting you have a problem. What do you want out of these sessions?
Well, maybe I can cut back and not drink so much. I could get that out of these sessions. And I don't know, maybe just help with coping with just being a single mom.
Well, I think it's good that you can come in and have someone to talk to you about this. We also have group counseling where there's a lot of women just like you that are single parents raising their children who may have gone through these same type of issues. Is that something that you might be interested in?
Yeah, actually sounds great. You're saying that I get to meet with other moms that are just like me in my situation, by themselves, raising kids by themselves, ex-husbands, whatnot, not helping out. I get to actually talk with people like that.
Yes, you actually would. And we have these sessions on Tuesdays through Saturday. Will that work out for you?
Sure. I guess once again I'm asking, do they have any way for someone to watch my kids?
Yes, we provide daycare.
Okay, so that's for everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, Christian, I've heard a lot about, your life. You're saying that it seems like you've got a lot on your plate, but you're doing really well. You should be very proud of yourself. You're holding it together. You're going to school. You're raising your kids. And I think you've got a lot to be proud of. But I want to ask you, you're going to come into these sessions, but I want to know, what is it that you're passionate about?
Well, I'm really passionate about my kids. Mm-hmm. I love them so much.
I can tell.
And that is why I'm willing to do something like this.
Well, I think that's really good that you know that. And I can tell that your kids are very important to you. And coming in is taking the first step. And you should be proud of yourself. So tell me, what things have you done in the past to try to stop drinking?
Well, to be honest with you, I really haven't tried to stop. I guess I can think of one time, but it lasted like a couple days. I just can't deal with the stress.
So you've tried to quit before in the past, but you realize you need alcohol to help you with your stress. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes.
So what other kind of things have kept you from stop drinking?
When I go out with my friends, it's kind of hard not to drink with them.
Tell me more.
They drink too, and we all go out and have fun. So, it's kind of hard to be in a group with people who drink and you're not drinking yourself. That's kind of boring.
So it sounds to me that you probably can't imagine what it would be like to not drink on the weekends with your girlfriends, because they really enjoy hanging out with you, and alcohol is something that you guys use to relax and socialize. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, let me ask you this question, Christian. What are the most important things about making this change?
I'll have to just go back again, like I said, my kids.
Okay. And I can tell that you really want to do this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, saying 1 being not as motivated and 10 being motivated, how would you rate yourself on that motivation scale to change your drinking?
Well, now that you put my kids in it, probably about an 8 or 9.
So about an 8 or 9, and that's almost at a 10. And so that lets me know that you've really been thinking about this and that you're motivated. You could have said a 1 or a 7. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, probably before you really put this into perspective and talked to me, I probably was about at a 4 or 5.
Well, it sounds to me that you really want to do this for your children, and I can tell that you really want to change just by me asking you how motivated you were. And I just really wanted to leave you with some information about some of the programs we have here. And I think you're really going to like what we offer. We do have daycare, and that's something that could help you with your situation with your children. And you can call back and let us know what times you would like to come in if that's something you want to do. Do you think that that's something that you might be interested in?
I really do. Yes. I think it would really help.
Okay. And I understand that you could be scared about the process, but really I think you've got a lot going for you, and I think we can help you here.
Thank you so much, Miss Kathy. And yes, I am scared, but I'm willing to make the change if you guys can help me.
I think we can help you, and I can tell that you really want to do this for your children.
Yes. Thank you.